Reolink sent over their Altas PT Ultra plus solar panel 2 kit for us to check out, and that's what we're going to do in this video. In the box you will find all of the accessories you need. Straps, a USB-C charging cable, screws and anchors, instructions, a surveillance sticker for your window, mounting hole templates, and the solar panel also includes its own mounts, screws and anchors, and a foam piece to keep the creepy crawlers out of your mounting arm. One nice touch is that they included extra screws and anchors for both the solar panel and the camera mounts. The Altas PT Ultra is marketed as having 4K HD quality using its 8 megapixel sensor, and the camera has the ability to record continuously for 12 hours each day during an 8-day period on a single charge, which is possible thanks to its 20,000 milliamp battery. The camera can be charged either with a solar panel 2 or a USB 5-volt charger. It also has smart detection capabilities for cars, people, and animals. For recording options, you can insert a micro SD card up to 512 gigabytes in size, or use the Reolink hub, your own NAS with FTP, or a Reolink NVR. If you plan on using your existing Reolink NVR, you will need to update the firmware to the latest version so that the camera can save recordings to it. The main feature of the Altas PT Ultra is its ability to rotate, pan, and tilt, which I am doing with the Reolink app on an iPad. Now remember, this thing can rotate 360 degrees, so keep that in mind when you're mounting it. Here is a clip of what you might be able to expect from auto tracking during the day. Before I forget, I did want to take a second to mention that the camera has the ability to return to looking at a specific point after tracking something. Up next, I wanted to do an audio test at different distances when there is a slight breeze. And remember, all of this audio is unaltered. I'm standing about 30 feet away from the camera, and this is what it might sound like if you're standing 30 feet away from the camera and talking at a normal talking voice. I'm standing about 20 feet away from the camera and using my normal talking voice, and this is what it might sound like if someone is talking about 20 feet away. I'm about 10 feet away from the camera and using my normal talking voice, and this is what it might sound like if someone is talking 10 feet away. I'm about 5 feet away from the camera and using my talking voice, and this is what it might sound like standing 5 feet away and talking. And there's also a breeze, so who knows if you're picking up wind noise or not. Testing the audio. I'm about 30 feet away, and I don't know if you can hear me very well, but there's no more wind. Now I'm about 20 feet away, and I'm still not sure if you can hear me, but the auto tracking isn't working. Now I'm about 10 feet away from the camera, and I'm talking in my normal speaking voice. It looks like you can hear me, and the camera's auto tracking finally kicked in at about 10 feet away. Now I'm about 5 feet away from the camera, and I think you can hear me clearly, now that the wind's not blowing anyway. I just want you guys to keep it in mind that listening it from my iPad or my iPhone was a lot more clear than I think what was conveyed through this video, probably to your television or your headphones or whatever you're using to watch this video. So just keep that in mind that I think in real life it's a lot better or more clear than it is in this video. Sorry about that. As far as I can tell, this camera only supports digital zooming, which basically means that you have to pinch the image to zoom in or out. And I'm doing this on an iPad just for your reference. It's officially nighttime now, but it would be hard to tell thanks to all of the lighting around the pond. The point here is playing with the lower light levels and the tracking feature. Next up is testing with no light pollution except for with the spotlight that is built into the camera. In the app, we can increase the brightness when it's super dark to help give us a better picture. Simply click on Settings, then Display, and then adjust the brightness as you see fit. With the brightness increased, we are able to see much more detail in the recordings. I've also disabled the spotlight and I'm walking around with the license plate so that we can see if at any point it can be read. We can almost make out the license plate if we freeze the video, but it's not until I come to a complete stop and freeze the video that we can see it perfectly. If I had to guess, I'm standing about 10 feet away from the camera at this point. As with most cameras during the night, anytime they have a spotlight or infrared, the reflections on the license plate is always like this. There's no cause for alarm here, I just wanted to point it out to you, just in case you weren't aware. If you are wondering if you can replace the batteries and how to do it, then this next part might interest you. Getting to the battery will undoubtedly void your warranty, so proceed with caution. There are 2 screws hidden underneath this sticker, which tears very easily. After removing the 2 screws, we then need to remove the top cover to gain access to 4 more screws that we will need to remove also. Using the pry tool will help remove the cover fairly easily. These 4 screws are unique, so be sure to separate them from the rest of the pile. The next part is much more difficult and will require pry tools to keep the clips from holding the chassis to the outer frame. There are at least 6 clips around the frame, but I find that you only need to prevent 4 clips from holding the chassis in place. After struggling for about a minute or so to get the picks in place, we can now try and pry the chassis away from the frame like I'm attempting to do. Great success! Now, I'm not going to completely dismantle this thing, but I do want to show you the battery pack and the way it's mounted. There are probably a few ways to do this, but I chose the quickest way. With the battery pack removed, we can see that there are 4 batteries in total. I do apologize for not taking them out and showing them off because, well, I still need to use this thing, and if I damage it in any way, I'm up the creek. Lastly, I wanted to leave you with some closer shots of the main board and connections. I'm not really sure who this is for, but I know you're out there. Oh, and also these are the screws for the top cover. See how they have a rubber washer? That's obviously to help keep the water out. I hope this video gave you guys a good idea of what to expect from this camera under different lighting conditions and even what you might be able to expect audio-wise. And so with all that being said, I want to thank each and every one of you for watching, and I will see you all next time. Peace.